Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly review of my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. Balance on the account is $173,280.88. I just want to pause here for a moment because this means I am less than $30,000 towards $200,000. This feels so amazing because I set more recently, honestly, I set a very ambitious goal for the portfolio to see if I can get it to a $200,000 balance by December of 2024. So I'm really trying my best to put as much money as I can towards the brokerage account to accomplish that goal. So when I saw the 173, I was just like, oh my gosh, I think maybe you can do this. I think. It also all depends on how the stock market performs, because if the stock market plummets through the end of the year, there's no way I'm hitting the 200,000. But if it works with me a little bit and have some growth, I think I might be able to hit a $200,000 balance. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think it's wild for me to expect to hit 200K in December, or if you think, no, it actually looks very realistic. All right, the other major milestone that happened as well was that my position in the S&P 500 hit six figures. So as you can see here, the overall balance that I have just in my S&P 500 or VU position is 103,000. So wow, how awesome is that to have that much money in the S&P 500? I plan to put a whole lot more than that in it, but it just felt really good to see like I've hit six figures in VU. But just wanted to highlight those two milestones that happened because it does feel really good to see these financial steps or goals or just milestones being met, because this financial journey definitely feels like a slog. It definitely feels like a really long, slow journey, which it is. I think if you talk to anyone who is financially independent, it definitely, quick was probably not the word that they would use. At least most people, quick is not the word that they would probably use. It's more like long, slow, steady journey. So these milestones really keep me going, keep me motivated and not distracted, so that I stay on track for my goals. All right, that was a little rambly, but just wanted to shout out those two accomplishments. But let's go ahead and look at the performance for the past week. Overall, portfolio was up 3.04% or $5,032.26. VU was up 3.98% or $3,871.05. SCHD was up 1.66% or $1,121.02. And look at QQQM. She is just shining as bright as a star this week, up 4.61% or $40.19. So overall, it was a very strong week compared to last week. That was a complete disaster. So I was really happy to see a lot of the gains that were lost last week. They came back this week, not fully, not 100%, but we're heading in the right direction. Let's go ahead and look at the deposits for the past week, because there's a big reason why I'm at 173K balance, and it's not because of the stock market. Well, it's mostly me and then the stock market. So if you look here, if we start on September 9th, again, these are deposits for the past week. I put in $200. I got one buy. It all went to QQQM, and I got 1.07 shares. Then on September 12th, I put in $5,000. Yes, you're reading that right. This was a pay week for me, and in my mid-month pay day, so I get 2 paychecks per month, one on the 15th of the month and one on the last business day of the month. The paycheck that I get on the 15th of the month, I am able to invest more aggressively with it. So I put in $5,000 in the brokerage account. I got 2 buys. $4,263.97 of the 5,000 went to VU, and that gave me 8.3 shares. And then the remaining balance of the 5,000, so $736.01, went to QQQM, and I got 3.81 shares. And then on September 13th, I put in $25. I got one buy. It all went to VU, and I got 0.04 shares. But I just wanted to pause here a bit, right? Because for the past week, I put in $5,225. So it's just not possible to accomplish major financial goals without some sort of sacrifice. And I think sometimes when folks don't see the behind the scenes, it can be very easy to say, oh my gosh, she's like so easy. She just like put in $5,000. Like, oh my gosh, so easy. But what this $5,000 deposit represents is that I don't take vacations, right? I don't take vacations. I don't get my hair done. I don't get my nails done. I don't buy expensive handbags. I don't have a car. And everyone has a different value system, right? So I'm not saying all of this to shame anyone or to say my lifestyle is better than anyone. The point that I'm trying to make is that there's a reason why I'm able to put $5,000 from my September 15 paycheck into the brokerage account. It's not because I'm lucky, it's because I'm making major sacrifices to be able to put that money in the account. So instead of taking that $5,000 and taking $2,000 of it or $3,000 of it and going on a vacation or treating myself to a really nice luxury item, I took the money and I put it in my brokerage account. I also made sure that I didn't buy a really expensive home that's going to require me to use both of my paychecks to pay the mortgage. So I'm able to cover 100% of my entire expenses for the month from one of my paycheck. So my second paycheck, I'm able to just put all of it towards investing. So this is what's happening here. So again, this is not to highlight anyone in any sort of negative way, but it's just to help you have more perspective. When you're seeing someone put in $5,000 in their brokerage, just understand that means they're also not doing a lot of things to be able to put in $5,000 into their brokerage account. Because for me, early retirement is the most important thing that I want. There's no vacation, there's no book, there's no restaurant, there's nothing that I want in life more than early retirement. So for me to put in this money, make the sacrifice, and just do without all of the other material things of the world, it's worth it to me. And I know someone might say, well, you're making all these sacrifices, you're not spending the money on yourself. What if you die tomorrow? I mean, what if all of us die tomorrow, right? Like, you never know your last day on earth. But for me, what I find peace in is that ultimately, if I die tomorrow, let's say, well, that means all of this money would just go to my daughter, which I would be 100% happy with, if that's the end result of it. So to me, it's still a win-win situation, whether I'm alive or whether I'm not alive. So again, this was just to give perspective. Let's go back to the portfolio main page. We'll look at the recap for the week. So starting the week, I was at $163,023.62. And then net cash flow, I put in $5,225, which we just looked at. And then the market had gain of $5,032.26. So actually stand corrected. So the market and I essentially put in the same amount of money this week, which is what brought it up to the 173, 280, and 88 cents. Now let's go ahead and look at the holdings. Let's look and see how the portfolio is doing overall. Overall, the portfolio is up 11.98% or $18,540.43. VU is up 11.67% or $10,788.41. And that beautiful six-figure number is there. I love it, love it. And then SCHD is up 12.67% or $7,728.44. SCHD is still ahead of VU. I think that's going to change, right? Like it's not going to outperform VU, but to me, it's really interesting that it's still like ahead of VU in terms of overall returns. I'm not complaining. I love SCHD. I have no issues with SCHD. And then QQQM, she's up 1.83% or $23.58. For those who remember last week's video, when I added her, she did not do well. She was in the red, but she's come back and she's doing well so far. So very happy to have her as part of the portfolio family. And that is all of the updates for this week. Right now, I don't have any money to invest for next week, but as usual, I'll at least invest $25 and hopefully I get more money to invest. All right, that's all of the updates for this week, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.